All right. If you are in earshot, come on in. Um, I said I was gonna try to do a live at least if not every day around the same time. DeAndre's in school. It's nice and quiet. At least every other day. I had to go get me some coffee. But if you are around, come on in, say hi. I don't bite. I am on Facebook and TikTok. So hello to everybody. Good afternoon. I hope you guys are doing okay. I'm doing pretty well. Got some things done this morning and all of that good stuff. DeAndre was feeling a lot better. So I sent him off to school this morning. But anyway, how are you guys doing? If you're viewing from inside the group and you'd like to say hello in the chat, you'll have to click on the actual video that will bring you to the live chat so I can see your comments immediately. If you come in, you are more than welcome to join us up on the panel here. And I see Chase the kid. Hello, how are you over there on TikTok? Hope you're doing okay. And my dog is barking. Sammy, I don't know why. But if you just want to listen in and not say anything, that's absolutely okay too. But again, I'm going to try around the same time, close to 2. Sammy! Close to 2 o'clock, between 2 and 3. Um, for now. Chase says, how you been feeling lately? Been feeling pretty good, Chase. Been feeling pretty good. I got some things done today. I'm good. I'm waiting for the kids, my grandson and son, to get here, and we're gonna see what we can do for the rest of the afternoon. Hey, Candy, how are you? I'm doing my pop it in. I said I'm gonna try to keep a schedule and do these check in and chat for at least an hour, or I'll be here for at least an hour, if not every day, um, every other day. How Chase asked, how many grandchildren? I have 4, Chase. And Chase is over here on TikTok. I have TikTok and Facebook as well as YouTube open. So I have 4 grandchildren. 2 girls, 2 boys. Oldest grandchild is 13. And then we have the 7-year-old. And then the 2 baby boys are both 5 years old. So 2 grand dudes and 2 grand beauties, as I like to call them. Um, so while I'm here, might as well get on a topic, see if anyone comes in. I know we talk about this um, a lot of caregivers struggle with. Chase says, wow, he's 3 years younger than me. The grand dudes, they are both 5. So I know you can't be 8, Chase. Or you mean my granddaughter? The oldest one is 13. But a lot of us caregivers struggle with burnout and all that good stuff. So self-care. And this is one of the things I like to talk about most, and what our platform here, Autism in Us, we want to give parents. We want to keep instilling that in your head. Self-care, self-care, self-care. Oh, the oldest. Oh, okay, okay. Yeah, she's 13. Yeah, the oldest grandchild. Okay. Yep, she's a girl. Her name is Kiyomi. Kiyomi. So you're 16 then, right? But yeah, self-care. And I know some of you probably like, oh no, here we go again with the bubbles and the candles. It's not just bubbles and candles. Listen, that's bubbles and candles are not all of what self-care is all about. And Candy says 3-day weekend shot weekend thunderstorms and oh, excuse me, you guys. Oh, you must have meant showers. Okay, so no barbecue, huh? Well, I mean, you still could barbecue, right? I'm gonna head to my mom's house. Oh, I need to open the window. Hold on, you guys. Your oldest 5 years. Okay, so you're 18. Okay. Well, welcome. That's a good start with self-care, Candy. Let me open this window. A spa day is perfect day. Yep, I actually need a spa day. I need a spa day, nice massage and all that good stuff. Um, so when you caring for an autistic adult or an autistic child, especially the ones with high support needs, self care. But when you care for an autistic adult, it may look a little different, but all the same thing. You need that self care. Chase says, I have autism too. Okay. All right. Are you in school, Chase? What do you do? What do you like to do in your spare time? Um, Candy says, trying to set it up accordingly. Okay. Yeah, that's a winner right there. But sometimes self-care can be, just crying in the shower. You may need to get in the shower and just let things all out. You may have had um, a hard week and you just gotta release, you know. Um, Self care can look different for everybody, but a spa day is perfect. Sometimes it's finally making that doctor's appointment for yourself because I know with me, I have neglected myself so many times when it comes to going to the doctor. I actually need to go to the eye doctor. So I need glasses bad. Me and DeAndre actually, but I need them bad. Um, I got my physical last year. It's about that time to get it again. But I also need to go to the back doctor because my back standing too long. Oh my God. Oh my God. My back be killing me. But yeah, just doing things like that, making that appointment, it's caring for yourself, right? Um, and sometimes, 5 years, I like to play with straws and make sounds with them, and I graduated high school already. All right. My son DeAndre is 19, Chase. He likes straws too, and he loves to make sounds with his mouth or his voice box. Yes, he likes to stem. That's one of his stems. Is that one of your stems, making sounds with your mouth? And then there's the thing with self care, just saying no. Sometimes I know I used to, and I still do sometimes. Sometimes you are so mentally exhausted, but somebody will ask you something, and hey, Mr. Charles, if you got time to come up, I'm gonna put the link in the chat just in case anybody who wants to come up. But I know I have the hardest time. People will ask, and I have the hardest time saying, you know, no. Let me put that here. Let me know if you see it. So sometimes just saying no You usually don't you usually say yes because you feel bad, you know. You don't want to, but you do anyway. But just saying no is self-care. No, I don't feel like it. You know, if people know you, sometimes people don't know your situation and don't really know that you're mentally drained. If you doing this and doing that, taking care of this, taking care of that, appointments for your loved one, going here, going there, and then that phone call comes, hey Nita, can you do such and such? Oh yeah, no problem. Then you hang up the phone and you be like, oh man, why? And then either you're gonna do it reluctantly or you half-ass. But saying no is a form of self-care. Hey, Mr. Charles, how are you?
Oh, I'm doing fine. How about you? Wait a minute, I'm sideways. Okay, now I'm up. I'm upright again. Okay. All right.
Doing good.
Good
Chase
afternoon,
says,
Anita.
I like to hum a lot. Okay, that's your stem. Okay, humming. All right, all right.
Me,
Sounds
it's
like you're
twitching.
doing good, Chase.
Me, it's twitching.
Huh? With
For me,
you?
it's twitching.
Oh, okay. Okay. Um, I'm talking about I'm doing a topic on importance of self-care uh again for yourself. Hey Vaughn, how are you? I can identify with that. I have to learn to say no in self-care. Yes, yes. I'm still learning, Yvonne. I'm still learning because a lot of times I know I know I'm gonna say week before last, I was just I was really mentally exhausted. I needed to sleep. I didn't needed to lay down. Um, it's not only uh looking after my son, but I have to make sure my mother's okay. And it's like sometimes you just gotta look everybody, I'm taking that break. No. I mean, your heart wants to, but you have to take care of yourself. And sometimes you just have to say no. What are your thoughts on that, Mr. Charles?
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. There are times when you'd like to be able to do something, but you can't. You've got you've got priorities, and sometimes the priority is taking care of yourself.
Hmm. Yeah. And that brings me to, it's okay not to be okay. It's okay to admit you're not okay. So, when you're on that call with somebody and they're asking you to do something and you just don't feel like it, you know, um, you have to, you can't really worry about what they're feeling. Sometimes you do, but you're more important. You can't pour from an empty cup, right?
Yeah.
Can't give of yourself if you're not okay. So it's okay to say, hey, today I'm not feeling it. I'm not feeling it. And if they know you as a person, they'll understand. So it's okay to admit you're not doing it. And around here on this platform, that's what we're all about. We get it. We get it as parents. And what are your thoughts about that, Mr. Charles?
Yeah. Well, again, I mean, you sometimes have to take care of yourself. I mean, if you're not functioning, you can't do anything else either. I mean, you know, you got to respect your own limitations.
Hmm. Hmm. Yep. And then, especially for those of us who are parents and caregivers, because we are everything. We're schedulers, we're advocates, we're support, uh, that support. person when our loved ones, especially those who have those behavior issues, uh, we are the medicine, the nurse that gives the medicine. We are the financial planner, emotional punching bag, and we may just be a physical punching bag, in some cases. And we're the protector. So we have all these roles, you know. So, and if you're not okay, after being all that for a couple days, you might say, "Hey, look, it's time to take time out for me." Burnout is real, you guys. You wake up, you're tired. You go to bed, you're tired. I mean, you love your loved one deeply, but mentally, emotionally, physically, you're drained.
Yeah, you have to respect your limitations.
Yes, definitely. You have to respect them, know them, and take action to make sure you do something to that. Now, society may not always see that. Like people, like I was saying, if someone knows you, then they're understanding. Everybody's not going to understand. People really do understand little children, even the ones. I mean, if you're a parent to a little child, they'll know. Okay, she's exhausted. Even if they're not on the spectrum, but when you're caring for an adult with high support needs, you know, people may not understand. Why are you so tired? You got a grown man or grown lady there. You should be good. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, well,
When there's special needs, that
yeah,
can take more energy than when they're little.
yeah, yeah. But see, they don't understand though. When like I have a 19-year-old who acts like a 5-year-old. So yeah, that's exhaustion there sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then it does feel invisible because people think, oh, well, you got a grown man, so you should be good. No.
And of course, the whole business of mental age is really, that's a nebulous thing because when you have someone who did not mentally mature the way most people do, the mental age depends, mental age in regard to what, because somebody who's 20 years old might function like a 10-year-old in some areas, 5-year-old in others, and a 2-year-old in still others.
Yeah, yeah. So I put DeAndre between like a 5 and a 7-year-old. I know they have him on paper as a 6-year-old, but we put him down there as a young child. So
Yeah.
he's in that 19-year-old body, but up here he's like a little bitty boy, a little boy, a hyper little boy. And another thing to do that is okay. It's okay. Um, it's okay to grieve. Um, get it out.
Yeah.
You might grieve the child you thought you would have. That's okay. You're human. You're human. Sometimes I sit back and I think about. I look at my son and I smile, but my thought is he should be on the phone with all these girls. His cell phone should be ringing off the hook. He should be coming up to me saying, "Give me the keys," or have his own car out in the streets, hanging out with his friends. But he's not, you know. So, but it's okay to have those thoughts. It's good to have those thoughts. It helps you get things out.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. You think things that, somebody 19 at his age, well, this time of year, I was in my sophomore year at Michigan State, and For him, he ain't going to Michigan State.
He ain't going right. Yep. So let's go over some things that can truly help. If you're having those fights in your head, exhaustion and everything, um, counseling is good. So don't be afraid to seek out a counselor, a therapist. If you need to really talk to somebody and you're really fighting up here, this is self-care. Take care of yourself. You need to talk about if the grieving is really getting to you. Like I said, it's okay to grieve. Let it out, smile a little bit, think about it, let it go. If you can't, it's okay to seek out a therapist. There are people who can help you. And I know Mr. Charles, one of the places he's talked about all the time is reach out to the Autism Society. They may can help the parents. They may can find a place for parents who are caring for a loved one on the spectrum. Place them with a therapist, a support person there.
Yeah, I recommend them because they're more likely to know what's available locally, and even knowing what resources, governmental resources, that sort of thing, are available locally. Because here in the United States, so much is varies by state and even by locality.
Okay. And I know yesterday Candy, she goes through the Autism Society and she got some great resources. I think she's in Virginia.
Yeah,
She got
okay, I think that's right. I remember that. Yeah, because of course I lived in Virginia for almost 40 years, living in Northern Virginia. I forgot what part of the state she's in, but
okay. Yeah,
but
she got childcare and resources and um, other thing, a camp, a summer camp, resources through them. Hi, Jennifer. Nice to see that I'm not the only parent who thinks that about the girls and the phone ringing. Yep.
that's right. That's right. If he were, like, you know, if it weren't for autism, he'd be at Michigan State. He
Yeah.
probably last year he would have pledged KSI, and now he'd be, he'd
All
be
that good stuff.
attending KSI parties.
Well, yeah, either Michigan State or Michigan. I was a house divided. My oldest, my oldest was at U of M. That's his alumni, and my youngest daughter, she was at Michigan State.
Yeah. Well, I say she went to the Superior School.
She, um, let's see. Yvonne says there's also the side which says, "Well, I won't be wondering what he's doing out there." Right. That's true too, Yvonne. I know where he's at all times. So, and I know he's safe at home. Yeah, but that think like that, then you're thankful that they are there. But again, if if you're feeling overwhelmed like that, don't be intimidated uh, to reach out to a counselor. Caregiver burnout is real. Anxiety is real. Depression is real. Stress can kill. If you get too stressed out, too burnt out, you need to go somewhere where you can talk about these things. If you're scared of what the future is going to hold for you and your loved one, reach out to someone. Make that phone call. If you're sibling guilt, now I went through that for a long while. A lot of times when my daughter, especially with my daughters, okay, because a lot of things they missed out on when DeAndre got his diagnosis. But as they got older, they understood. But I had to apologize to both my girls. A lot of things I wish, but I did make sure to make time, not as much time as I wish I could have. But you have that guilt, that mama with the sibling guilt. But if it gets overwhelming to you, reach out to somebody.
Yeah.
So
I say in my family growing up, my sister particularly, bore the brunt of my jealousy of her, the fact that she was able to make friends so readily and I wasn't, and I often disrupted her social activities, out of frustration and jealousy.
yeah. Does anyone else feel like she? Yeah, yeah. Now I'm at a point where I really don't, but I used to all the time, like missing out, and I did. I missed out on a lot of things when, my son was younger. My friends would go places I couldn't just pick up and go because who was going to watch my son? Although, my mother and my parents were great, but I couldn't put him on them all the time. So, yeah, I've had that. I come here because I learned so much. Yes, I do think of what he's missing out, but getting resources is paramount. Yeah, definitely. Um, it's Candy. I was so shocked yesterday when Candy was going through the list of things she got for her son um, over the summer. Because I was talking about how hard it is here, especially as they become adults. The resources or the waiting list, either they are non-existent or you have a long waiting list. I was so happy that my son finally got OT after 3 years of waiting, and this is outside of school. And I have to hold on to it because I'm like, wow, we finally got OT, and I'm still waiting for them to come back with speech. But ABA, if you're not already in like a ABA program as they're coming up, then it's hard to get in. There are around, very few places do it, but you have to already have been a part of the program not to be on a waiting list. But yeah. So one thing we always do, we're always listening, we're always watching, always preparing for a meltdown. If your kids elope, you're always, you're always alert for that. Um, but we definitely need to normalize taking care of ourselves. Now, the other thing is what we do here, peer support, whether it's online, offline. Offline groups are great. If you have a group that meets, face to face, that's a beautiful thing where you can discuss things and, let out your feelings. I would definitely suggest that. Look for a group in your area. And if there's not a group in your area, start one. If you know other parents of autistic children or adults that go to the same school as your loved one or an adult program, ask them will they be interested. Go out for coffee, even if it's just two or three of you. You know, that connection is needed, and it helps. I can tell you when I'm around other parents with autistic loved ones, feeling good. It's like, here I am. They get it. They get it. We can have fun. We can laugh. I can let out my true feelings. But if you can find a support group in your area, I say go for it. Online is great. I have met some wonderful people right here on Facebook and TikTok. Um, they get it. You know, it's a community of us autistic parents from all over the world. You know, we can learn, share, and support each other. No judgment, no fake positivity, and no toxic inspiration. Just honesty. You can be honest. You know, a lot of times I know when I first started on social media, I used to hide a lot of things. I tell this story all the time. Well, not all the time, but I've told this story a couple times. When I first started um, with the autism page, I've been on social media since MySpace days and all that. But when I first started the autism page, Autism and Us, I remember I would post nothing but the positive. I mean, absolute anything positive, I was posting. Didn't want to share nothing else. Um, the first thing was this lady tapped me on the shoulder, you know, through a post. She said, "Hey, this is not autism. This is not." She said, "This is not all autism. You're constantly talking like everything is good." Not in those words. I'm just paraphrasing what she told me. And that made me think. I said, you know what? You're right. I'm not being truthful with people. I got people thinking that he's just like anybody else. You know, he just has a label. There's so much more to autism. You know, so when you get around others and you're learning and you're sharing, you can share with people who never knew about autism, and like they say, learn them something. Uh, but learn, sharing, and support in a community with other parents or those who are just interested in learning about autism, like the different levels. Like Mr. Charles is level 1, and my son is level 3. We've learned so much from Mr. Charles with level 1. What was it called before? Asperger's.
Yeah, Asperger's syndrome is what they diagnosed it as 25, well, actually 30 years ago now, or almost 30 years. Yeah, 30 years ago. Yeah, that's right.
We've
Because I was
learned so
49
much.
then, I'm 79 now. So, yeah.
We've learned so much from Mr. Charles, and I bring this up often because, you know, Mr. Charles has been in love. Well, he is in love. He's married, and he's been married a couple times. So a lot of people think just because you're on the spectrum, you have no emotion. Uh, you can't have a love life. So we know Mr. Charles is on the spectrum and he has a love life. So it is possible. So we learn so much, learn different things about, you know, autism. Although there are difference differences, um, we still can learn, share, and support, and even take suggestions. You know.
Yeah, that's just it, you know. And then and you know what you said there about, you know, it's important that you share not just the positive things, because you know that's what support is about. And the support, I mean, you don't need support if everything's peaches and cream. You need support when things are tough.
Yes, definitely.
And but people can't support you if they don't know, what tough things you're going through.
Right. If you don't open your mouth, or what they say, a closed mouth don't get fed. So you have to open your mouth, and if you can't find that community, find your safe person, whose shoulder you can cry on. And if you don't have that shoulder to cry on, come here. Come here. we will definitely be your shoulder. Isolation can you know, destroy you emotionally. So if you're sitting back, just going through these things by yourself, that's not good. Don't isolate yourself. It's good to share. I'm not saying share your entire life. Don't do that. No, no, no. But get some things out and talk to people who will understand. You talking to others helps a community learn about autism. We want people to know about our children. We want people to know what we go through. We want people to know that we need them that are not parents of autistic children. We need their support. We need their advocacy outside of us doing what we try to do to make sure our children or adults are doing good. So, yeah, don't keep yourself isolated, and don't be afraid to ask questions. If something's going on with you, there are private support groups. We have one, Autism and Us Parent Support Community. You can always ask the question in a private group. Um, I'm always, anytime you see me online, if you have a question, if I can answer it, I will. If I can't answer it, I will try to get you to someone who can. But don't be afraid to ask those questions. So let's let's talk about um, other ways for self care. Now, I started going to the gym a couple days, and then I stopped. But that was my excuses because I had to um, get my grandson. But I'm going to start back once I get my schedule going. So moving is good. Take a walk. Get the kids out, walk the neighborhood, go to the park, walk around. Movement is good. A good form of self care. Stop apologizing when you need a break. We go back to that. It's okay to say no. Don't apologize for nothing. If you're not feeling it, you're not feeling it. No, I so feel like it. You know, protect your peace, online and offline. Another thing you could do, music. Music is a beautiful thing. Turn on the radio. Turn on your favorite stream, music stream. Listen to a little music during the day. It's a beautiful thing. So if you get burnout, it could cause high burnout, blood pressure, anxiety attacks, memory issues, chronic fatigue, depression. We don't want that. We don't want that. So that's why I wanted to touch on this topic again, and I probably will touch on it again and again. Self care is important. Sometimes we become so used to being stressed out, it actually becomes uncomfortable, and we shouldn't be used to being stressed. A lot of times we carry this. So just remember that we see you. Self care, and if you have any self care tips, I know Candy says she's gonna do a spa day, which is perfect. I need a spa day because I need a massage. Just remember, you guys, you are not alone. You are not alone. Me and Mr. Charles are up here all the time.
Yeah.
And feel free anytime to ask Any questions? And I will conclude that part of my live right now. So
Yeah,
we open discussion. What's going on? What you have planned for the weekend?
yeah. I know, for Cindy and me, well, this weekend they're calling for rain all weekend. So, how much we'll do this weekend? Today Cindy had her colonoscopy. Of course,
Okay.
the only thing about that, the prep is the hard part. The
Oh
procedure is
yeah.
a breeze, but afterward, anyway, we went to a diner that was nearby the place, and it was really nice. The ladies in the endoscopy place recommended it, and so I went there, and it was nice. And I went to lunch there, and I come home. And what I always tell Cindy is the best part about eating out with her is the view across the table.
Oh, oh, that's so sweet, Mr. Charles. That is so sweet. We had a senior event last night. All the kids had friends cheering for each other. He had us. I know he noticed. How do we support them while at the same time wanting to scream or cry? You're there, being there, being there. Yep. But that crying and screaming is okay. Let it out. What do you think, Miss Charles?
Yeah,
Support
yeah.
just being
I mean,
there.
you have to let it out. You have to express your emotions.
Hmm. Yeah, that's okay. The most important people are there to support, and that's a beautiful thing. That is a beautiful thing. Let's see. I got all this tangled stuff. So today I'm waiting on well, the kids should be out of school, and well, DeAndre will be here at 4:30, and Kari will be here at 3. Just makes me sad. I know, I know, but you know what? Me and my granddaughter. I know this is not gonna make you feel any better, but just let me tell you. Just hear me out. My granddaughter is 13. They had their awards ceremony. She's on the spectrum too. So yeah, in the background you had all the kids. Every time they called the name, you hear everybody screaming. But when her name was called, you had a couple claps. But she has grandma. Grandma, I'm shouting for everybody. you know, Grandma and mama was there. But as long as they know that you're there and cheering them on, I know they feel it. They feel
Well,
it.
I know. When I got several awards when I was my senior year of high school, and one of them was for placing first in the state of Connecticut in a math contest, and there the whole school was cheering those.
Okay.
And in fact, years later, I ran into a guy that was in the class below me, and he said, and he still remembered that.
That's great. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But I'm like that with all of them, though. Even my grown kids. If I got to be the loudest one in the room. Yeah. As long as they know that we're there, they'll be okay. I think so. They know. They know they're loved. They know. Yep. What's for dinner, everybody? What's on the menu tonight, Mr. Charles?
I'm going to fix hamburger patties, and I'm not sure what I'm going to fix with them. I'm thinking maybe a vegetable for fixing broccoli and fixing macaroni and cheese with it. Maybe
Okay.
that's what I'll do.
Well, you had to say, well, I'm gonna make hamburgers. I have hamburgers and French fries tonight. So yeah, I was thinking that earlier. What's for dinner, Jennifer? Yvonne, you still here? What's for dinner? Um, and even if you're not viewing, or chatting in the chat, please make sure, yeah, like, show the live some love. We have about 5 more minutes.
Yeah, or you can always answer that question with food.
Yummy, we sort of forgot to go. I be forgetting that too sometimes, Jennifer. Yep, me too. Me too. I was thinking about hamburgers, French fries for the boys. Something quick and easy. I'm gonna throw the fries in the air fryer, and put the patties on the stove and let them cook. Slap some bread, ketchup and mustard and some cheese. Good to go.
Yeah.
Yeah. I be forgetting to go to the grocery store too. That's funny. Yeah. Be like, oops.
Yeah. Oh, we have usually I'll shop on Tuesdays. Now this time I went on Monday because we had some things we needed to do Tuesday. So yeah, so I got our groceries for this week on Monday, and plus this is kind of a different week because with the colonoscopy, you can't have anything but clear liquids the day before. And so Cindy had to, so I figured out what I wanted for myself yesterday, and Cindy had her clear liquids. I made her some Jello, which you're allowed to have as long as it's not red, and it can't be. There are certain colors that are prohibited because they can make it difficult for them to see what's going on there. They can show up as false positives for things.
Yeah. It's time for me to have one. I was supposed to do it last year, but things happen. But
Yeah,
it's fine. Jennifer says pasta maybe, but we're trying to do better with eating. Okay.
yeah,
Okay. I love pasta. Any kind of pasta. Our grandson's favorite hamburgers. Um, Albertsons, Safeway bonds to a $5 Friday. If we don't have nope, Albertsons, we don't have any of those near me. No. Albertsons, that's like Kroger, right? Mr. Charles, do you have an Albert?
yeah. We don't have Albertsons here. Um, Albertsons, I'm not too familiar with because I've lived various places. Safeway was one of the big stores in Virginia. Um, then Harris Teeter made inroads into Virginia, and that was the big store in North Carolina. Was Harris Teeter. That's the big grocery store there. And Chicago area, Jewel is the big one,
Oh,
and that's one I never heard of anywhere else. But Virginia, another one is Giant, and they're owned by the same people as own Stop and Shop in this area, which is the big one here. But I also like to shop at Trader Joe's, which is pretty much everywhere.
yeah, we have a Trader Joe's here. Yeah. They're kind of a little bit above my budget though.
Yeah, it depends on what you get. Now there's a store called Ferraro's here, which is where I often go for meat, because they seem to have meat items for a more reasonable price.
Okay. Yeah, we have a little mini mart that I like to hit up, nothing but meats. Go to the grocery store but I don't do it all the time because that's just too much running. But when I have time, I'll go to the mini mart, get some meat, and then go to Myers. That's my favorite place. Ralph's is Kroger's. Okay. Grew up Ohio with Kroger's. SoCal is Ralph. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, Kroger. I haven't seen them around here. I think they're more in New York State. You see them, not so much in Connecticut.
Okay. Yeah, Michigan, there's Kroger's.
Yeah, yeah. I know Myers. Yeah, yeah.
I do Five Guys here in PA when I do fry. Okay. Yeah, we have Five Guys. They're
Yeah,
kind of expensive too.
they were in
I do
Virginia.
like their burgers.
They were in Virginia and North Carolina, and they're here too in Connecticut as well.
Oh, they're all over.
Yeah, yeah.
TJ is great. Our son loves their cheese. Okay, pasta is good price. They are $4 frozen meal that feeds two people. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And of course, here in
Save some money.
of course in New Haven, there's Mama Mary's or Soul Food.
Mama Mary's.
Mama Mary's, yeah, on Whaley Avenue. Yeah, yeah, that's the place to go for chitlins.
Yeah, I'm here in Michigan. I'm in Detroit. So yeah, we have Myers and we have Myers and Walmart, Kroger's, you know, Trader Joe's, big grocery store. We have that's it. That's all I go to anyway.
Yeah,
You have the neighborhood grocery stores and things.
yeah, Stop and Shop, which is here in Connecticut and neighboring New York State, and I guess some other surrounding states. They're owned by a company that owns different chains in different places. Like they own the giant food stores in the Washington D.C. area, including Virginia, and they own the Hannaford grocery stores in Maine, where my daughter lives.
Okay. Hannaford. That's what you said, Hannaford?
Hannaford, Hannaford. That's in Maine, where my daughter lives.
Sprouts is getting big here. Okay. Now, I heard of Sprouts before. I don't know if it's something they building somewhere.
Yeah, I fix them for dinner sometimes.
Sprouts. Brussels sprouts.
Yeah.
Well, okay, everybody, we've done our hour. I'm gonna straighten up a little bit before these boys come running in the house. Like I said, I'm gonna try to stay on schedule. I may do every other day or just depends on how things go. And we'll find something as usual, something else to talk about.
Yeah. By the way, am I correct in assuming that this Sunday is off
Nope.
because of the weekend?
Yeah.
No, it is off. Yeah.
Yeah. Because of the holiday.
Because
And you know what? I was up here thinking, I don't know why I was thinking so hard. Was it yesterday? I'm like, is this the holiday this weekend? And yeah. So we won't be on Sunday because of the holiday. I'll probably be over my mom's house Sunday. Hopefully having a barbecue.
Okay.
But
Well, enjoy.
I will possibly see you guys tomorrow. If not, we will see you sometime early next week. All right. Thank you, Jennifer, for chiming in. Bye, Vaughn.
Jennifer.
Candy, if you're still around. See you guys later.
Everybody have a good day.